Hey guys, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto here in Japan, and we're looking at an auction purchase here of a Subaru Impreza. Some would call this a version 8 or a Blob-eye version of the GDB STi version. See? And this one is going to Germany. Okay, so it has the EJ20 2-liter turbo engine. Puts out around 300 horsepower or so. I think officially they said it was 280, but it's probably more than that. Nice big STi intercooler. The coolant looks good. The oil looks good, but please do change those. We do have a flappy bit of aluminum that has been attached here, probably to catch water so that there are no battery problems. Kind of a weird thing, but it's there. This is the stock strut tower bar, and this, one of them sprays your windshield, and one of them sprays your intercooler duct, and that sprays water onto the intercooler, so you get more power. I guess more sustainable power. Cooler intake temperatures mean more power, and then it evaporates the heat away. That's the idea, and it does work. And look at this. This section of the intake feeds the turbo. Look at how big that turbo is. You can see it from here. There's the turbo arm. Pretty big turbo for just 2 liters of displacement. And so these are great cars to drive, lots of power, very stable feeling, and this one's a little bit better, I think, than the Bug-eye version. Now I know everyone has their own preferences, but I prefer the looks of this one. But here's one thing that's quite interesting and something that not a lot of people are talking about. The exhaust of an Impreza usually goes. Listen to this one. It is not lumpy, or at least not as lumpy as the one before, and that's because this one uses equal length headers, which technically should give you a little bit more power, I suppose. I'm not really sure of the technical aspect of that, but you don't get the sound that you usually do with the Impreza. Okay, so. And that was new to this generation, the version 8, or the Blob-eye. Original World Rally Blue with 85,784 kilometers on it. It's a 2003 model, WRX STi with 6-speed manual transmission. The only transmission that came in the STi. The WRX, the standard one, came with a 5-speed, but the 6-speed gives you better gear ratios for faster acceleration and more sporty feel. The auction grade for this one is 4, with an interior grade of B. It has a Greddy boost gauge, aftermarket exhaust, intercooler spray, that's stock, Brembo calipers, don't forget those. Wheels are pretty scratched. Whee! But big Brembo calipers in there. They look an awful lot like the ones that are on the Skyline GTR 34, but I don't think that they are. I think they're just painted the same color. Cool looking car, and the headlights and the hood duct of this, you get the angriest eyes out of all of them, and the angriest hood duct that is super tall. Look at that. And it comes forward a lot, so I like it. It is peeling. It's unfortunate. And it is really weird because the paint otherwise in the car is pretty much flawless, but here you can see a paint mark there, and then you can see that it has been repainted at some point. So I don't know, because it doesn't look aftermarket. That's how the standard one looks. If you peek in there, you can see where the turbo gets its power in there. Or it gets its air. And then otherwise it says STi on there. Looks cool. It's kind of like a hint at the coolness that's inside there. Okay, so auction inspector's notes. The battery is dead, and it's true, so we use the jump box. It cost me $500 and only worked properly for about 8 months. Which is funny because my $200 one works fine after 3 years now. Oh, where are we? Interior slightly dirty and cigarette burn. Wheels scratched, rear panel dented. Rear spoiler, paint fade, various scratches and dents, and muffler is dented. Then looking at here, we have large scratches on the front bumper, A3. Duct is paint peeling. Lots. Windshield rock chip, a replaced fender over here. And then AU2, a dent on the back end there, and like a scratch in the corner, and I'll show you that as well. So first off, a once around of it. So mileage of 84,000 is low to medium. I think it's a good amount of mileage to go for on this car. Timing belt will need to be done in about 20,000 kilometers or right away, depending on how nice you are to your car. I think these cars seem to be pretty reliable. I translate stacks and stacks and stacks of auction sheets, and it gives me a unique ability to see which cars are always broken, because the auction sheets, they mention anything that's broken on cars, and Imprezas are rarely in bad mechanical condition. They do dent easier than most cars, and then this WR paint, the WR blue, is kind of a special type of paint that's hard to paint match, and so you do have to watch out for them when they are repainted anywhere. Here we can see replaced panel looks fine. No panel gap issues anywhere. And so that is plus alpha. Plus alpha is a weird Japanese English word. They use it to say a little bit extra. Plus alpha. Okay, so it has the covers here are scratched here. This is part of the A3. There's a scuff in here. The fog light covers, and then a scuff down there. This section has probably worse scuffing on this corner here. So an A3 is the biggest size of a scuff or a scratch for all the auction grades. Both of these stickers are in kind of bad condition. This one's super bad and this one normal bad. The paint peeling on this, that's an easy fix. Take it off and repaint it. Okay. Going down the sides. Sides are quite good, actually. Now, the auction sheet says there's a bunch of U2s. This might be one of the bigger dents on it. But I'm going to show you that section over here. Apparently, this section here has U2s. It really looks like maybe 3 or 4 U1s. Nothing that big in it. And I love the way that the fender catches the light there on the top of it, just to show you that box fenders are better than everyone else's cars. I can't say that every car in the world would be better with box fenders, but I am a child of the 80s, and so they do appeal to me. Here's the A2, or the AU2 on the back of this, and then here's the dented muffler. Looks like somebody went, oops. Unfortunately, you don't get the plates. It would be really awesome if you did, but they have to be handed in when we deregister. And it's nice to see the subtle little stickers like here and here. It's a good look. Now, since the spoiler is dirty, it's hard to see exactly how much paint fade is on the rear wing. But the wings and mirrors always fade before anything else. And then the typical Impreza fade here, which they still hadn't learned even after, 12 years of the GC? 1992 until 2000, so that's 8 years, and then 2000 and 2003, so 11 years since they've been making the Impreza, and they're still making the same mistake of painting that with a paint that fades. This side's not so bad, but even the 1992 ones from then on. Okay, interior is pretty similar to the Bug-eye one, with one big difference. The carpets in this are blue. I mean, the door cards and the seats were always blue in any of the GDBs, but this one, take a look. The carpet here is blue instead. And that actually makes it even cooler. Other than that, it's just a steering wheel has a slight difference. And then you can manually turn on your DCCD, which is driver controllable center differential. This one, and I think that the Blob-eye was the first of it, you can set it to automatic. So look at this, DCCD auto and manual. And then manual, see the green light, more, max. And so that is a locked center differential, 50-50. And then these ones here give it different amount of slip between the front and the back, where you can go full auto if you want. So that is cool. Steering wheel feels good. It's a big steering wheel, and this one is adjustable. The ones in the Bug-eye are not adjustable, and that drives me nuts. Nice. Nice. Okay, the gauges are pretty standard fare with your tack in the middle. I know I mentioned that every time, but it is important. It drives me nuts when you have a little tiny tack over here, because that really is your most important one. This one, I don't care. This one, I only care about it when I care about it, and when I do, I care an awful lot, just like going to see the doctor. Usually I don't like doctors, but if I need a doctor, I very much like doctors. And then, yeah, normal. Kind of a weird location for a boost gauge. Usually when they put a single gauge, it's almost always on this side, so it is kind of weird. And that guy shocked me. I reached in the back and it zapped me, and it wasn't fun, so don't reach in the back of that. Okay, aftermarket CD player here. AC works. I think it's the cigarette burn. It said it was on the interior, but there's no lighter here, and there's no cigarettes in here, but there is ash, you can see. It doesn't smell heavily of cigarettes, even with the AC coming on. Very, very little amount of wear on the shift knob, and the shifter is nice and tight. That's good, because it's usually something that wears out quickly. It feels good to shift. Very easy as far as 6 speeds go. A lot of 6 speeds, the gates are so narrow that it can be a little bit difficult to know which one that you're in, but this one, compared to most 6 speeds, is much better. And to get into reverse, it's pull this up and then in. Very easy. Not like a Silvia where you go and you have to push it, or like a BMW is the same way. You have to go and then up. I like ones when it's like grab up or push down, like on my Volkswagen. Okay, a place to put 3 boxes of cigarettes. Nobody smokes these days. It's a place to put, no, iPhones wouldn't fit in there. Too big. Okay, some seatbelt ouchies. That's slam your seatbelt in the door ouchies. Let's go see the trunk. Oh, and some rip in the seat there. That's not a seat. I don't know why I said that. The floor mat, a little bit threadbare on the STi logos. And I couldn't find the cigarette burn in here, so I don't know exactly where it is. They said that there is one. I guess it's probably in there somewhere, but I could not find it. Back seats are super ultra normal, and if you want to see them more, just pause the video there, because back seats are important to those that it is important for and nobody else. And this is cool. It's a throughway. I don't know if the earlier one has that. I kind of feel like it doesn't, but I could be wrong about that. Good for skis. But putting skis on the top of an Impreza is extra cool. Lots of trunk room in here. And look at this. This is interesting. A sticker that looks like it's factory. It says quick steering on it. Now the STi does have a quicker steering ratio, I believe, than the regular Impreza. I don't know compared to the WRX, but maybe? But it is cool. Quick steering is better. Okay, so this is going to be the end of the video walk around for this Impreza. If you have any questions, feel free to post in the comments section, or if you are the owner of this, make sure that you email me instead of post in the comments, because we don't check all the comments. We just get too many these days. Cloudy. And that'll be the end of the review. So thank you for watching, everybody, and have a nice day.